I sat back in my chair. I leaned back and then I sat straight up and I was just like, well, I'm going to be completely honest. And I'm looking at Pop Pop and Lovey. I was like, I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had between Pop Pop and Darian. I feel like me and Lovey need to excuse ourselves and we let the men talk. Pop Pop looked at me. He was like, that's how you feel? I was like, yeah. I look at Darian. He's now glaring at Pop Pop, still biting his jaw. I was just like, yeah, I feel like you two need to talk. And me and Lovey, we're going to excuse ourselves so that y'all can talk. Pop Pop look at Lovey. He was like, is that okay, babe? She was like, yeah, that sounds fine. And I'm in my head, I'm just like, yes. Whew, crisis averted, hopefully. Like, hopefully. So I get up from the table, Lovey get up from the table. We go upstairs. When we go upstairs, we go in the room. Well, I go in my room, me and Darren's room first, and get Kion, because he hadn't woke up. I heard him in there laughing. We went and got Kion. I went and got Kion, checked on Jackson. He was watching TV. He was fine in the bed watching TV. And I go and Pop in Lovey's room. I sit Kion on the bed. And Lovey was just like, I don't know what's going on. Do you think? Do you know? Do you have a clue? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand why. Because I didn't understand what the issue was. I wasn't lying. I was not lying. At this point, I done learned my wordplay. I done learned how to say certain things without saying certain things. So in my eyes, I wasn't lying because I said I don't understand. Because I didn't. I told D I didn't understand. So, Lovey, I don't understand. And she's steady talking. And I'm trying to listen because at this point, I'm hearing Darian raise his voice. And I'm just like, fuck, he's getting mad. Fuck. But I could not make out what he was saying. He was yelling and Lovey was talking, and I'm still trying to have a conversation with her, but I wanted to eavesdrop at the same time, because I'm just like, look, I need to know what I'm going to be up against once he leaves this table. Like, I need to listen. And she started just talking. I'm just like, trying to listen. And then all I heard was some chairs move back. Like, when you know how when you slide a chair back, that skeet noise it makes. I heard that, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I was just like, you know what? I should probably go check on Darren and make sure everything's good. I'm like, because he's getting pretty loud down there. And I'm just going to, like, check. And Love's like, okay. So I walked down. I started walking down the stairs. And I could hear Darren was like, you been a pussy because of this female. And his dad was like, you not going to talk to me like that in my house. He was like, it's this female fault. And I get down to the bottom of the stairs. I turn and I look. Darren and his dad were both standing up beside the table right in front of each other. They was literally less than half a foot apart from each other. Darian's 5'10". His dad is like 5'9". He's like a little bit shorter, but they still both a little. Darian's fat. His dad's bulky. Like his dad is like built shape. He's like a dad bod type build. And they are less than a foot away from each other, almost toe to toe, just staring at each other. And I'm looking, I'm just like, what the fuck? Darren's yelling, and his dad is just talking so calm. So calm. Like, you wouldn't even think that Darren was like literally in his face yelling. He was talking calm, but he was talking stern. Next thing you know, Pop stepped a little bit closer to Darren, and I'm standing back, and I'm looking, and I'm just thinking, I'm just like, please, whatever y'all do to him is just gonna come back to me. I'm just like, hopefully I'll be able to calm him down. I'm just praying I'll be able to calm him down. But when Pop stepped up, Pop got dead in Darian's face and was like, if you got a problem with my woman, You got a problem with me. Darian looked at him and was just like, okay. And Pop was like, and that's just how it is. My woman shouldn't feel uncomfortable in her home. She shouldn't have to adjust to you. This is her home. And they're just like, okay. And Papa was like, and that's the end of that, end of discussion. No more talking. And like I said, Papa was not yelling. He was calm, but he was stern. Darian backed down and was just like, okay, all right. If that's how it's going to be, all right. He turned around and he saw me standing there, and I'm just like, and he just looked at me. And he was just like, let's go walk the dogs. I'm like, okay, all right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get the fuck up out of this house. And I know what y'all thinking. If this man is mad, why the fuck are you leaving the house with him? If more than likely, it's a possible chance that he could put his hands on you. Why are you leaving? In my head at the time, I was just like, whenever he is upset, yes, he uses me as a punching bag, but I have a chance to calm him down just a little bit before I turn into a punching bag. That don't make sense out loud, but that's what I was thinking back then. Just roll with it. So, we got the dogs. Started going for a walk. Darren just like, I can't believe this motherfucker gonna tell me if I got a problem with his woman, I got a problem with him. Like, bitch, I got a problem with your woman, so bitch, I got a problem with you. And I'm just like, well, D, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. And he was like, he shouldn't have did it like that. If he wanted to talk to me, it should have been one-on-one. It shouldn't have been all of us there. There was no need for that bitch to be at the table, sitting across the table from me. And I was just like, I agree. It should have just been one-on-one, you and your dad. Yeah, I agree. That's why I was trying to tell, like, dismiss me and Lovey so that you and your dad can have that conversation. And he was just like, and this nigga gonna tell me if I got an issue with her, I got an issue with him. And in my mind, I'm like, nigga, you already done said that. Like, yes, he fucking said that. Like, let's move on. But I'm trying to diffuse the situation, so I'm just listening. Keep repeating yourself, sir. If venting makes you calm down, I'm all for it. So we just walking the dog around the neighborhood, and he's just venting to me about his dad. But as the walk goes on, he starts to calm down. And in my head, I'm just like, yes, mission accomplished. He not gonna put his hands on me. Yeah, I escaped it tonight. I know it's crazy to even have a song and dance to that, but that's how I cope with my trauma. But yeah, we went back into the house, put the dogs up, went upstairs. And when we got upstairs, he was just like, we really need to get out of here. Like, today, like, that confirms that we need to get the fuck up out of here. And I was just like, okay, I agree. All right. So we went right back on the hunt for houses. We was already hunting for houses, but COVID kind of like put like a small pause on it. Not completely, because we was still looking at houses, but we wasn't like pushing too much because it was so uncertain. This was the start of COVID and we shut down. I ain't never been in a shutdown before. So it was so uncertain. So we kind of like put a little, like took the fire out the search just a little bit, but not a lot. So I was just like, all right, you're right. And we got right back on that doggone schedule. We got right back on to searching for houses. And then we came across this house in Capitol Heights. 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, large fenced-in backyard, a decent-sized fenced-in front yard. Great for the dogs. Great for the dog. It was a finished basement, and then it had a breezeway area. It was the perfect house for us, the dog, and the kids.